normally we travel in the off season, so there's no traffic, no issues, but this is peak season right now, so I mean it was complete just fucking chaos trying to get through Naran. Just looking at the scenes there, I mean it's fucking horrendous honestly. Cars honking, jeeps, you know, throwing off diesel smoke.
सर इसमें एक सिंपल सा मैं इंसिडेंट आपको बताता हूँ. हम आ रहे थे एक जगह से, ठीक है, पुराने बाज़ार से ऊपर हुए, हमने नए बाज़ार से आना था. लिटरली यारिस वाला भाई था, एक 50-60 लाख रुपए की गाड़ी है, जितने मर्जी की, मैं कहता हूँ 5 लाख रुपए की गाड़ी है. हमने उसको कहा कि सर सामने स्टॉप साइन है, बैरिकेड लगा हुआ है स्टील पाइप का, ठीक है. हमने कहा सर इधर नहीं जाना. उस बंदे ने पता क्या किया, उस बंदे ने शीशा ऊपर किया, आगे जाके स्टॉप साइन को हॉर्न मारने लग गया. मतलब कि आप लोगों की ज़हनियत देखें कि दुनिया में लोग चांद पे पहुंच गए और हम स्टॉप साइन को हॉर्न मार रहे हैं.
लाइक, सब्सक्राइब एंड बेल आइकन दबाना.
नहीं,
सब्सक्राइब एंड बेल आइकन दबाना ना. चैनल का नाम तो बता.
चैनल टू माय वेलकम.
लाइक करना ना भूलिएगा.
The story of Pakistan, its struggle and its achievement, is a story of great human ideals, struggling to survive in the face of great odds and difficulties. These are the words of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan. I'm not sure if this is the country Qaid had envisioned for us, but his words still echo throughout this beautiful nation. After 8 years away, I'm back in Pakistan to explore these lands like never before. As I go across these incredible landscapes, I'll be sharing with you the untold histories, diverse cultures, spectacular wildlife, and mouth-watering cuisines of this often misunderstood part of the world. But I'm not on this adventure alone. Along the way, we'll make some welcoming new friends and reconnect with some old ones. And of course, we're taking you guys along, our community of travel enthusiasts, our Khanabadosh Kafla. And all you have to do to join is subscribe. तो भाई सीन्स कुछ ऐसे हैं कि हमें आई थी बड़ी ज़ोर की ट्रिप. तो हम रात को 3 बजे रेडी हुए, गाड़ी लोड की, कुछ पैसे निकाले और निकल पड़े नॉर्थ के लिए. सब काम में इतना बिजी थे कि हमारे यूजुअल दूर के लंबे एक्सपेडिशंस पॉसिबल नहीं थे इस बार. तो हमारा गलती से नारान, बाटाकुंडी और डूडीपात्सार लेक का सीन बन गया. If you're familiar with our channel, you know that we never travel to Naran or any tourist hotspot in the travel season. We explore the entire north in the winters because there are almost no local tourists traveling in the cold. And whenever we do have to travel through the Naran route to go north, we set out from Islamabad at 1 or 2 a.m. at night to pass through Naran before anyone wakes up there.
भाई टिकटॉक बन रही है, मोटरवे पे टिकटॉक बन रही है.
कर रहे हैं उन्होंने येलो लाइन की लेफ्ट साइड पर रखी.
सर आपको रोकना मना है. मैं कहता हूं पठान चाइना को ये
कसम है यार, क्या बता मुल्क का कुछ बन जाए.
मुल्क ही बनेगा सर, हम तरक्की करेंगे.
Naran has never been our destination, and for good reason. Naran stopped being a good place to visit with your family and friends almost a decade ago. It's probably the worst place to visit, right behind Murray. But Waleed's family was going there for the weekend and he asked us to tag along for a short getaway. So I thought this would be the perfect time to show you guys exactly why you should never visit Naran. So Waleed and his family were ahead of us and we left Islamabad much later, so we had to catch up. Early morning we linked up at a gas station along the way and then we set out for the rest of the journey together. It wasn't long before we got a glimpse of what we had in store as we got closer to Naran. This is probably the longest video I've ever made, but so much happened in these past 2 or 3 days that it was hard to fit in a short 10-minute video. If you watch until the very end, I'm sure you'll find a lot of reasons why traveling to Naran is absolutely the worst thing that you could possibly do in your holidays. At this point, we hadn't slept and we drove through the night, so we only had one thing on our minds: breakfast.
Yeah, but
This restaurant is always our first stop whenever we head north from this route. So we all sat down for a nice breakfast next to the stream.
10 by 10 चने.
मैंने अभी तक ट्राई नहीं किया.
अंडे के साथ. और चाय की तो क्या ही बात है.
This place also has a pool of trout, but I don't recommend you ever eat any fish that wasn't wild caught. Then again, the Pakistani immune system is a marvel of nature in itself, and people don't like being told what to do, so eat whatever you want, I guess. So we just got done with breakfast there, and we're gonna head to Batakundi soon. But I saw this really cool bird. I grabbed my camera, trying to get some nice pictures of it. Let's see if we can get lucky. We got back on the road, and from this point on, the scenery just got immensely better. For the next hour or two, we just stared out the window, enjoying the glory of the mountains, slowly getting higher in elevation as we climbed these roads heading towards Naran. Happiness would be short-lived, unfortunately. We soon encountered the local wildlife partaking in their rituals of making TikToks doing absolutely dumb shit. This is a great indicator to let you know that you've reached Naran.
और ये तो जैल अवाम जो है पाकिस्तान की मराने में नंबर 1. आप देख चुके हैं पाकिस्तान की जाहिल अवाम.
They say you can hear and smell Naran before you can see it. If they don't, they should, because we did. Traffic as far as the eye could see. The smell of diesel and the noise of car horns and people yelling. So peaceful. We figured it might take a few hours to cross the bazaar in Naran, so we started finding new ways to occupy ourselves. I spotted these guys going down a makeshift slide on a glacier and throwing balls of ice at whoever made it to the end. You know, usual boy stuff. Then we looked at some meat, followed by overpriced souvenirs, used the zoom lens in ways I'd never considered before.
उस रोड के हालात जो वो इससे भी पता है.
मैं इधर से देखता हूँ.
Even did some math.
एस्टिमेट लगा रहे हैं.
हम एस्टिमेट लगा रहे हैं कितने पे लिया होगा ताकि हमें अंदाजा हो.
17,000
बस ठीक है. तो कहते हैं कि डेढ़
अंकल को कहते हैं करा के देना मैं रूमीज पे.
हमारे साथ
अंकल को कहते हैं हमारे साथ आया जी.
अभी तो मिशन पहुंचने का है बस.
It took us an hour and a half to pass through the bazaar. Walid was on the bypass and took 2 hours.
मुझे ये नहीं समझ आ रही कि ये बहन के कर रहा है क्या चल रही है यार.
वो जो डाला शाला है ना, उनने निकल के इधर या उधर जाना है, और उस अपना वो जो नहीं है हाईएस्ट ने, उसने अंदर जाना है, और उन्हें ट्रैफिक इधर उधर की रोक दी हुई है, और उधर डबल लेन भी लगी हुई है.
Alright, let me catch you up on the journey so far. So we left Islamabad at 3 a.m. and the plan was to go to Batakundi. Now, normally we travel in the off season, so there's no traffic, no issues, but this is peak season right now, so I mean, it was complete just fucking chaos trying to get through Naran. Just looking at the scenes there, I mean, it's fucking horrendous, honestly. I mean, it's just chaos right now. I mean, look at that. Cars honking, jeeps, you know, throwing off diesel smoke. Really exhausted. I mean, at this point, I just need a bed to sleep in, but we don't know where we're going to be staying, so let's see what happens. There was litter everywhere, and I mean everywhere. People throwing rubbish like it will magically disappear somehow. Even cow hoofs and jaws. Plastics covering the riverbanks, streams diverted to be used in hotels and then flowing back into the river with untreated sewage. I mean, do we really deserve these amazing places? Honestly, I'm baffled at the level of disrespect these people give to these national treasures. There's no concept of leave no trace in Pakistan. The whole scene just got me feeling depressed. Who will protect these areas for the future generations? get too emotional, we landed the drone and turned our attention towards lunch. The sooner we eat, the sooner we can get the fuck out of here. We'll be back later to show you the level of destruction local tourists have caused there. Now I'm sure you're thinking, what if we go beyond Naran, onwards to Batakundi? Maybe that'll be better. Well, don't worry. We'll show you how fucked that's gotten as well.
चिकन वो वाला नहीं है, आर्मल सलवार में नॉर्मल चिकन।
बीच में ठहरा रहे हैं, क्या टेंशन।
ये और लोग हैं।
The drive from Naran to Batakundi is full of incredible views. In the off-season, it's just you, your car and the empty road, so it's quite enjoyable. Unfortunately, this is the summertime, so there are bound to be delays. If you've seen our other videos, you know we're no strangers to delays, but completely avoidable delays because of the impatience of a few entitled selfish drivers are something none of us can stand.
ये देखिए ऐसी होती है हमारी आवाम पाकिस्तान की हरकतें देखें। 5 बजने वाले हैं, 5 बजने वाले हैं, हम अभी तक कहीं नहीं पहुंचे।
ये मसला ये है कि आज हमें रोड भी कह रही है कि नहीं।
सीन जरा ऑन सीजन में ऑफ हुए हैं।
At least we had these breathtaking views to distract us from the shit show these idiots had caused. As we get closer to Batakundi, the scenery just keeps getting better. Periodically, reality will slap us in the face and wake us up. People trying to overtake each other in bumper-to-bumper traffic had caused massive traffic jams, and our educated citizens had misunderstood this sign and started throwing trash everywhere.
300 रुपए का बट कॉफी शॉप, बट तक कढ़ाई के सामने।
Finally, we made it to Batakundi.
ऊपर गया।
While Vase was checking to see if any of the overpriced rooms were available, we snuck off to have a hot chocolate.
बोर्ड लगा, पास हो गया ना। एक घूट मारे सारे।
The commotion alone was a deal breaker for us, and the litter was the cherry on top. Batakundi had turned into Naran as well. The rooms we used to get for 2,000 were priced at 25 to 40,000, and none were available. So we decided to push on to Burawai.
ये सारी ट्रैफिक जो वापस आ रही है कहीं ना कहीं तो ठहरी हुई थी ना, ये गिलगित बल्तिस्तान वाली साइड।
जाके वो पता आगे पीछे सारे खड़े होके इंतजार कर रहे थे। वो पार्टी है, वो रेड बुल भी
At this point, we'd been awake for 30 plus hours, and we desperately needed a place to crash. But getting anywhere in this traffic was one heck of a mission. We slowly inched forward in a series of delays, passing through glaciers and traffic jams. It would be another hour before we'd finally find a hotel with vacancy. After being on the road for maybe 14 hours, no sleep for 2 days, we're completely exhausted, but we reached Batakundi. Unfortunately, there were no rooms available, so we pushed on to the next town. I think we maybe checked out 10 hotels before we found a room here, and completely exhausted, we just passed out. I mean, just completely exhausted, beyond exhausted. Maybe slept for like 5-6 hours, just woken up now. It's like 11:30 at the moment. Next mission is trying to find some food. We weren't the only ones exhausted. The car needed a little love and rest as well. It was late night, everyone was half asleep, but we had a mission to go on. We needed to find dinner, or we'd be starving till the morning. This is the best restaurant in Burawai. Thankfully, it was open, and even better, we had a place to lay down as we waited for our order.
जी 2 लोगों के लिए। मैंने कहा भैया पूरी होती है, मैं कहा फिर 2 लोग हैं 4 हो तो हम खाएंगे और पता चलेगा।
आज से 4 लोगों की होती तो देखी कि ये स्टोरी का ये थोड़ा टाइम ले रही है
मेरी अभी सही मतलब खूब गर्म हो गया। बताएं कोई खीरा प्याज के साथ
यार रायता भी दे
गल अपनी अपनी, लेकिन जो चेस्ट पीस है ना
ब्रदर।
लेफ्ट वाला मुझे
ओ यस, ये तो पूरी खुली हुई है यार।
यस एग्जैक्टली, इसको टोटे खुद
इसके टोटे करना पड़ेगा।
अव्वल तो राजा वेट करता है कि मुझे कोई डाल के दे। हाँ राजा।
If we weren't so exhausted, we might have even hated the sounds of chaos echoing around us. But none of that mattered because we were busy stuffing our faces with chicken and rice. Then we went back to our hotel and played some card games before calling it a night. Tonight we would all sleep like the dead.
मैं सच्ची बात कहूँ मुश्किल है भाई ने देख लिया एक दफा कार्ड कैसे नजरों से जा सकते हैं ये ले सर।
Alright, so yesterday was absolutely brutal. I mean, KPK has done a horrible job with the development of these areas, and honestly I don't think it's worth it to come here in the summer during the peak seasons. This is why I never travel during the peak seasons to the north. The worst kinds of tourists have flooded these places. I mean, they've littered everywhere and they try to overtake cars in bumper to bumper traffic, and that results in traffic jams. So I mean, it's really not worth it. They've got such beautiful places and they've completely ruined them. I mean, there's litter literally as far as the eye can see. But it's a new day. It's a beautiful day. The sun's out. We've got some clouds. The temperature's nice. So let's see what today holds for us. Don't get me wrong. These places are absolutely beautiful. But they were never intended to be destinations. This was all supposed to be a bypass. The local government should have banned any development beyond a rest area or a gas station and enforced strict laws to keep these places clean. But we're a greedy bunch. We take shortcuts and leave the mess for others to deal with. But thankfully, we're all rested and in a much better mood today. After breakfast, we plan to head somewhere special. A place that might make all the shit we dealt with worth it. A place named so exotic, I struggled to pronounce it correctly the entire trip.
Like, subscribe and bell icon दबाना। Subscribe and bell icon दबाना ना। चैनल का नाम बता।
चैनल टू माय वेलकम।
लाइक करना ना भूलिएगा।
उड़ाना ही नहीं, उड़ाना की
Oh yes.
खाली प्लेट एक
स्टाइल है भाई का।
To be fair, I hadn't the slightest idea how it was spelled, or why it was special, until I started editing this video. But apparently it's called the Queen of Lakes in Pakistan, and it might be one of the best, if not the best lake in Pakistan. All I knew at the time was that we might encounter some exciting wildlife, like snow leopards, common leopards, black bears, marmots, lynx, or Himalayan snowcocks.
जी हम निकल रहे हैं दूधीपुती लेक की तरफ। Apparently it's one of the best hikes है।
It's a 6 to 8 hour trek through several water crossings to get to the lake.
पानी हमने क्रॉस करना है।
अभी मैंने शादी करनी है तो
उस चीज के ऊपर हमने क्रॉस करना है। That looks sketchy as fuck, man.
The lake sits at an elevation of 3,800 meters, surrounded by snow-covered mountains. The hike takes you through alpine shrubs and meadows. And since the sun was out, I was ready for a polar plunge.
सर में नहीं लग रही धूप से ही।
But then all our plans went to shit, and we had to turn back before we even got started.
Hard luck.
बोलना यार डायलॉग हम तीनों की शक्ल पे देख फिर बोल 8 लाख ये लानत होती है।
Right, so apparently we've been told that we can't go there because the police are too fucking lazy to do their jobs. They need to actually provide security for people to be able to go there. Doody, whatever. The lake is open, but the police are too fucking lazy. They don't want to go up there. The way to Mulaki Masti or something is that route is clear, but beyond that is covered in ice. So I guess we can't make it there.
but I did see a new species of bird, so it's a win-win.
When you've been traveling as long as we have, you realize not all trips go according to plan, especially the ones where you head out without any plan. But it's all part of the adventure. We're quick to adapt. Since we can't trek, we can at least send the drone up to get some sick views of the valley. Could have pushed on to Babusa, but we've already been there countless times, and given the traffic situation, it would be stupid of us to waste our day in the car. So next up, we're heading back down towards a place right by the river to relax and enjoy the views. And we set out just in time. If we waited any longer, this accident on the way would have cost us hours of delays.
उसने हिट किया उसको, ये पीछे से घुसा। हाँ, दोनों आपस में एक्सीडेंट हो गए।
इधर वाला ये सिस्टम नहीं है कि यू कैन गो अप देयर एंड वन डे एंड कम डाउन इन द
लेक देख के नहीं आ सकते
भाईजान, मुमकिन ही नहीं है, ये तो मैं पहले ही बता दिया था मुमकिन नहीं है।
मेडोज वगैरह
तो आपने तो हमारी प्लानिंग ऐसे कराई थी जैसे हम
नहीं, जब तक ये नहीं था ना कि जब तक नहीं पता था ना कि संडे को वापस आना है, तब तक सब कुछ हुआ बता।
नहीं, मुझे तो अभी भी कोई मसला नहीं, लेकिन उधर तो बर्फ पड़ी
तो सब यही कहेंगे ना,
जा सकते ही नहीं है क्या।
भाई देखे मेरी बात सुने, कैमरा मैंने इधर फोकस
वो
करें।
हमें ना पुलिस वाले को पैसे खिलाने पड़ेंगे, सीधी सी बात
बात
है। साथ चलो हमारे, क्यों? क्योंकि उनके चले बगैर साथ हम जा नहीं सकते।
ठीक है ना, उसी को हायर करके उसको कहते चल पोर्टर
बना
देखिए भाई, दुखों से भरी हुई
कोई दुख
ट्रिप
नहीं
है,
है, किसी बात का नहीं।
हादसात पे हादसात हुए जा रहे हैं हमारे साथ। अभी एक और हादसा हो गया है, कितनी बड़ी डस्ट पड़ी है,
₹400
₹340।
बात लेकिन 340 रुपए की नहीं है ना, बात उस चीज़ की है कि रात को ढूंढनी चाहिए पहली चीज़। अगले दिन बंदे ने मैनिफेस्ट किया क्या, ठंडे पानी में डाल के ठंडा जूस, वो बात उस चीज़
ये
की है।
सामने पानी के अंदर हमने जूस डाला था।
जिस टाइम पे कैमरे में अपनी शक्ल
और यकीन करिए जो कैमरे के पीछे बंदा है ना, इसने कैमरा पकड़ा हुआ था और इसी के सामने बंदे थे, और ये हमें कह रहा है कि हमने
ओ भाई, मेरे हाथ में कैमरा था, इसके आंखों में ड्रोन था। ठीक है जी, तुम दोनों इधर पहले बैठे हुए थे,
हमारे आगे 6
नजर
लोग,
रखी।
हमारे आगे 6 लोग थे, हम लोग किसी ने-
ठीक है, 5 चूड़े आए। ठीक है, अब और क्या बोले, 5 चूड़े ही आए थे। उसकी सांसें मुझे महसूस हो रही थी मेरी गर्दन पे। ठीक है, मैंने जेबें ऊपर की है, जिप ऊपर की है, ठीक है मोरल, और मैं उधर लग गया जी। वो कहते वो देखिए उधर पीछे केव है, केव दिखाए, ये कितने का है, ये कितने का है, प्राइस पूछ रहा था। फिर एंड में वो चुपचाप जूस चोरी करके निकल गए।
We still had one last battery for the drone, so between that and my zoom lens, you're about to experience this valley like never before. These places are wonders of nature, and they deserve to be respected. Unfortunately, we live in a society of half-wit imbeciles, so you can expect to see trash floating down the river and littering banks. Anyway, this is a citron wagtail. These are breeding males and only found in the north of Pakistan. It's my first time videoing this bird, so it's a special moment for me. These are the last peaceful moments of this trip. This whole trip has been one emotional roller coaster, and we got off for a bit, but soon it'll be time to hop back on and get back to the shit show. Earlier, now it's time to head back to Naran to show you more of the misery it has to offer. Places like Murray and Naran make you wish there could be a good purge. Maybe we need another Austrian painter to have a vision, or a good Mongolian comeback to solve the population and climate crisis. All jokes, dark sense of humor and all that. Now we have a bit of a drive to Naran, and most of it went surprisingly peaceful. But as we got closer, as it usually does, shit happened. Incident was rescuing Walid's family as they were having car trouble. Then we got in another long traffic jam, but the entire length of those clips is full of words that need to be heavily censored. So here are some videos of these cute russet sparrows instead. Finally, we made it to Naran and decided to go to the bazaar for dinner.
कभी कुछ ना करे ओए इसका रेडिएटर का पंखा चल रहा है वली
Here's some more rubbish for you guys, just for shits and giggles. Then we had a walk down the bazaar, where we saw more trash and overpriced touristy shit. Oh, and creeps everywhere.
Our time in Naran has finally come to an end. We're just a few moments away from finally leaving this place. The best way to describe this whole experience is that we were either walking in shit, smelling shit, looking at shit, experiencing shit, or feeling like shit. But great experience, you know. The Khanabadosh boys recommend that you bring your family here, bring everyone, bring your friends, bring your neighbors, your cousins, everyone. Great experience, 5 stars.
देखें पहले वाले नारान के जो और तस्वीरात दिए थे वो थोड़े से गलत।
अगर आपको अपना मेंटल पीस लाजिम है और ज़रूरी है,
उसके लिए ये असल में सीन है ना कि आपने अगर लॉलेस पर्सन बनना है तो किसी एक जगह में है जहाँ आपको लगता है कि आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, तो आपको चाहिए कि आप नारान क्योंकि यहाँ पर
सर इसमें एक सिंपल सा मैं इंसिडेंट आपको बताता हूँ। हम आ रहे थे एक जगह से, ठीक है, पुराने बाज़ार से मुकर हुए, हमने नए बाज़ार से आना था। तो लिटरली यारिस वाला भाई था, एक 50-60 लाख रुपए की गाड़ी है, जितने मर्जी की, मैं कहता हूँ 5 लाख रुपए की गाड़ी है। हमने उसको कहा कि सर सामने स्टॉप साइन है, बैरिकेड लगा हुआ है स्टील पाइप का, ठीक है। हमने कहा सर इधर नहीं जाना। उस बंदे ने पता क्या किया, उस बंदे ने शीशा ऊपर किया, आगे जाके स्टॉप साइन को हॉर्न मारने लग गया। मतलब कि आप लोगों की ज़हनियत देखें कि दुनिया में लोग चांद पे पहुंच गए और हम स्टॉप साइन को हॉर्न मार रहे हैं। और वो बंदा क्या कह रहा, चाह ये रहा था कि कोई बंदा मेरे लिए आए और वो स्टॉप साइन साइड पे करे और मैं उधर जाऊं।
मैं आपको रिकमेंड करता हूँ इधर बाइकों पे आए, शोर मचाए, गंद फेंके,
क्योंकि इसी काम के लिए
गाड़ियों पे आए और डबल लगा दे, ठीक है, रोड ब्लॉक
कहीं भी पार्क करना चाहे करते हैं,
हाँ, इंजॉय करेंगे, ठीक है, सही मजा है,
लॉलेस होना एंजॉय करेंगे।
5 स्टार एक्सपीरियंस
0.5 के साथ।
ओके
50 में से 5 स्टार।